This is Motherhood Unsaid. Real conversations about motherhood, spoken honestly. Hi, my name is Bree, and welcome to Motherhood Unsaid. Before we dive into the unsaid truths of motherhood, I want to share a little bit about why this podcast exists and why it matters. When I became a mom, I had all these ideas about what motherhood would look like. I imagined joy, instant bonding with my son, and this magical feeling of having everything together. Nope, not the case. And and you know what? Even though there were moments of joy, there are also moments I really never expected. I am very much in the thick of it right now. I do have a 10-month-old son, and, being diagnosed with postpartum depression really hits you hard. I never imagined feeling all the things that I would feel and experience, and it's still really hard to deal with. But, at the end of the day, I know I have my family and, of course, my sisters. So, it really hit me hard the day I left the hospital in tears, completely overwhelmed with all these emotions, and it really didn't help that I was struggling with breastfeeding, which was a really important factor for me. I remember, me and my husband taking turns watching the baby because I was just so scared something would happen to him. So, all these feelings of being exhausted and just feeling invisible, just completely unprepared me for how much my life and even my identity would change. I truly thought I was the only one feeling this way.
Yeah, and I think that's where our stories overlap. Because even though my experience looks different, I remember feeling that so clearly. Um, by the way, I'm Mel, and we're sister-in-laws. This, um, motherhood and everything that we're experiencing, has brought us, closer, and I'm so happy to experience that now with my sisters. I didn't experience postpartum depression, but I did experience the kind of motherhood anxiety that no one really warns you about, that um, being that mom that's awake at 2 a.m., Googling symptoms, convincing myself something was wrong, and, wondering how everyone else seemed to just know what they were doing while I felt like I was literally completely winging it.
Mhm. Same. It really does help talking to other moms about it and reading their stories, and I think just being honest with myself helped me realize something huge. Um, so many mothers feel this way, but nobody talks about it. And that form of postpartum anxiety, depression, guilt, and isolation, and just the constant mental load that these things are real and they are normal, even when it doesn't seem like it. Society really doesn't make space for them.
Right, yeah. No, they just put us out in the world and say, "Good luck."
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but for me, the turning point for me was, realizing I wasn't meant to do motherhood alone. Outside of myself and my husband, I think I had to build that village, other moms who could reassure me, laugh with me, remind me I wasn't failing, and, help me breathe through the anxiety. Now I have a 3-year-old son, and looking back, I can see how much motherhood shaped me. It stretched me thin, humbled me, and turned me into someone stronger and more confident than I had ever imagined, even through those, hard depths that you're currently in right now.
Yeah. Um, and I know while it's the only two of us right now, this podcast is really a family effort. And we actually have another sister in law who will be joining us on this journey too.
Yes, but she had her baby literally yesterday. So she's a little busy at the moment. We'll bring her in once she's had some sleep and or at least, a cup of coffee or 2.
Yeah, seriously. So because we are all in different stages of motherhood, this is exactly what we wanted the space to reflect. We wanted to start this podcast to create that space where mothers can be honest about parts of motherhood that are messy, that are complicated, and often unsaid.
Mhm. Yeah, a place where we can talk about the heavy stuff, um, you know, laugh at the absurd parts, share the anxiety, the growth, the mistakes, and the wins, and remind each other that there's literally no single right way to be a mom.
Yeah, literally, there's not.
Yeah.
Um, but let's see. What was I saying?
Mom
Like,
brain.
yeah, mom brain.
It's real.
Yeah, seriously, it's real. But no, we really just want everyone, the listeners to know that, you are not alone. Whatever you're feeling, they're valid. And you don't have to feel alone in this.
Yeah. And whether you're, a first time mom, a seasoned mom, or somewhere in between, this space is for you. We'll share stories, struggles, advice, and things nobody tells you before you become a mom.
Because, motherhood is really beautiful.
Yes, but it's also real, and it's not something you have to navigate alone.
Yeah. So we just want to thank um, the listeners. And, if you know a mom who needs this reminder, please share it. Because sometimes just hearing, you're not alone can just change everything.
hmm So get comfortable. You're our sister now. Stay tuned for our next episode.
Yes. And congratulations to our sister in law.
Yes.
See you next time.